what's up, dude? I'm not gonna be playing this for long. I'm like pretty burnt out on this game, but seeing you play and having like no hit stop on those knuckles makes me want to test something. This game is like all I've been playing for the past 2 weeks, so I'm like fatigue starting to set in, unfortunately. Well, I've got some other stuff to play. I need to finish Azure Striker Gunvolt. A bunch of other games, actually. Assault Android Cactus. Now, I have plenty of other things I can play. And I'm gonna get a PSO2 Premium membership tomorrow, so... Do I have any more crit? I know this is actually better than it sounds on paper. From what I understand, if you have this on, you can do pretty much instant vehicle attacks, which, depending on the character, can be really good. And since I already have like the best knuckles in the game, I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Then I'll have 2 extra slots once I get this up to level 50. Also, these unique weapons that are for the characters, they have a much higher like maximum attack power once they get to level 50. From level 49 to level 50 is like a huge jump. Like these, for instance, like these have the same special capability. Like this is level 12, but it's 1,759, and then you have the one that I have here. It's like 9,000 attack. I think it's around 8,900 without the attack up on it. So it's actually nice to keep those around. Even though they don't really have anything special about them, they're the strongest weapons in the game. Alright, see now watch when I get up to level 50, you're gonna see like this huge like exponential increase. I don't know how big it is on these, but on the other ones, yeah, see? It went from like 4,900 to 6,800. Just like at the drop of a hat, pretty much. So if you have any of these around and you're playing this game, don't sleep on them. Like if you're after like raw stats, like these are some of the best weapons you can have. It's just obviously you'll have to make one for every character since they're, you know, character exclusive weapons. But once you have them, you can max them out and you get a pretty nice attack bonus. Still pretty far behind the drills, but I'm kind of trying to find something beside the drills because I've just kind of exhausted the interest in using those. What else could I put on this? I'm gonna go with overdrive. Another thing, if you're maxing out a weapon, what you can do is you can put on a bunch of these synthesis experience ups, preferably level 5, and then when you have the weapon maxed out, you can't like increase the power anymore, but you can change the slots on it. So you just take these off and put on, you know, actual useful stuff. Most people don't know that. Like, it's actually the optimal way to max out your weapon. I'm gonna see if 2 attack speed actually does anything. Attack speed's really easy to come by, so I don't really care. This is a pretty good weapon. If the attack speed doesn't stack, then I'm gonna put another crit on here. They seem to have like predetermined maxes, but you can increase them with the attack, and the most broken thing is you can put so much crit on your weapon that it'll do double damage 100% of the time. I'm pretty sure the crit bonus stacks because I have one on here and it does crazy damage pretty often with just one. Like if you have like an assault rifle, you can put crit on that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and test this in the battlefield. I could use a better assault rifle. I wonder if I have any. There's none for sale right now.
Time to dance with the beat.
Attack speed doesn't seem to stack. Nice. Too bad that wasn't a no damage clear. So these do seem to have like less hit stop than the drills, which is nice. I think the drills, like, they have like extra little hits on them, and that's what makes them seem slower. I'm noticing he attacks a lot faster. I don't think it's because there's 2 attack speed slots on it. I think it's just because it doesn't have that extra effect. So for like raw combat, I think just the basic Knuckles are better. But for crowd control, the drills are like unmatched pretty much. Nothing even comes close, really. But I've already done pretty much everything on this game, so I'm kind of looking to try to find some variety. The drills are like the only thing I would say that really breaks this game. Like, the drills are really strong. But by the time that you get a good 6-slot one, you're pretty much going to be done with the game anyways. I've seen some people really complaining about the drills, and it's like, well, they don't really make much difference in the grand scheme of things. You pretty much just use them for speedrunning and farming, like, unless you get, like, really lucky, you're not going to get one right away. And you need to have a double S rank, because that's what, you know, is going to give you the 6 slots and extra attack power. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this extra attack speed is actually doing anything. I wonder what else I could put there. Attack speed's pretty easy to come by, so shouldn't be too hard to find another one. I'm noticing a difference with the acceleration though, like I can get the vehicle attacks out a lot faster. Go ahead and see if this like actually makes a difference. I don't bother with the hammers. I'm too biased towards fast weapons. I have like no interest in using the hammers.
Time to dance with the beat. Not bad.
Ah, nice. Well, Platinum actually knows how to balance slow weapons in fast-paced games. Most developers, they fail miserably at that. Like, they think that just giving them a really big, like, raw attack power is enough to, like, balance them out, but, like, 99% of the time, that usually just means that they're trash. Both in terms of DPS and, like, you know, practicality. But in Platinum games, you know, they have stuff like dodge offsets and stuff like that, which make it actually at least somewhat practical to use a slower weapon. You know, you have stuff like the modern Ninja Gaiden games where you can't cancel out of anything, and the slow weapons are like really hard to use in a crowd because you have no way of defending yourself. You're locked into an attack. Which is like my biggest complaint with the modern Ninja Gaiden games is they have such like large movesets, but there's barely any like chance to use them. That's why Platinum is unparalleled. They have like no competition. Everyone else still making games like this, they all still make like crucial mistakes like that. And I think it's really a shame that people are like just hating on this game because it's not 50 hours long. I think the fact that it's 4 hours long is why I was able to tolerate playing through it 3 times. If it had tons of padding, like every other modern game, modern AAA game, like I would play it once and then shelve it. Like, this game does a lot of things right, and most of the things that it does wrong are just because it's their first time doing it. Like the inventory system and the weapon limit and how annoying the whole interface is. Like, that stuff is just something that they'll be able to knock out with time, I think. And I think for a first try at any of this stuff, I think a lot of the new things that they added are pretty well done.
I think I see what we can make with these. Sometimes I impress myself.
Well, the thing about shuriken canceling is you're still glued to the ground. You can't, like, dodge away.
Alright, got it. This is legendary. Fascinating. Let me see. Sometimes I impress myself.
Wow, Wheeljack's being a troll right now. He keeps giving
legendary.
me these really good ones. Easy to get the gold on, they're all trash.
Let me see. Sometimes I impress myself.
That one's not that bad.
I think I see what we can make with these. This is legendary.
Hold on, I gotta plug in my Vita. Give me a second. Alright, there we go.
Alright, got it. Sometimes I impress myself. I think I see what we can make with these. This is legendary.
Time to dance with the beat. And for my next trick,
Finish. Aw, man, there goes my no damage run. That was a good run, too. I screwed up. That was totally my fault. I like how getting hit once is like 15,000 damage. He hit me with like one bullet, and somehow that's 15,000 damage. That doesn't even make sense, like Bumblebee only has like 4,000 health. I guess the damage system makes as much sense as the rest of the ranking system. 15,000 damage should be like 4 times his health bar. Oh well, I'm not going to try to make sense of it. Confused Cannon. That might actually be pretty good. I think that would be like, you know, that would stun like an entire crowd pretty much. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. It's only 175k. I think I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna switch to something else. I'm getting kind of tired of this game. Play some 20XX or something. Haven't played that game in a while.
Time to dance with the beat.
I'm pretty set with my build too. Like, I pretty much was able to make what I wanted, but I wanted something damaging that would actually allow me to combo. Oh yeah, that juicy 100% combo. Nice. Aw, man, how did he get out of that? Sometimes they just, like, get out when they want to. That was a good run, too. course, that's an SSS, even though I got hit. Somehow. You know what this game needs? It needs like a strategy guide. Like, we're kind of having to like figure out all the nuances of this game just naturally. There's like no documentation on this game at all. I mean, I put out a decent amount of guides for this, but there's like nothing. It doesn't even come with a manual. Like, they have some pretty complex systems in this game, but there's like no manual. No one's making guides for it. It's really a shame. It really makes me think that maybe this game didn't sell well. I haven't heard anything about sales figures, but I don't think it did terribly well. But, you know, people see that a game is 4 hours and it's instantly dismissed as trash these days, so maybe that's what the problem is. Like, for a 4-hour game, I've got like 40 hours in it, so obviously it's got some value to it. But all people like, you know, they look for now is numbers. It's really a shame.
Time to dance with the beat.
People would rather have something obviously padded out than something actually interesting. Well, a lot of it is because of the whole, you know, environmental impact to, you know, spending money on manuals that no one reads. But, like, at least give me a PDF file or something. I mean, that's not killing any trees. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know why they have the manual on like an external site. Like, nobody's gonna go there. Like, how many people, like, frequent Activision's site? I mean, come on. Like, it should be included with the game, at least. All it costs to make a PDF is, you know, hire some guy to spend a couple hours on it. Doesn't cost any paper or any natural resources at all. I think what it is just the people that write guides normally aren't doing it for this game, and the only big YouTubers that cover this game, you know, they just do it for the views. They don't actually care about the game at all. That's just a problem with like the, you know, the climate for content creation right now, at least in the gaming world. You know, like the people who actually care about the game are always overshadowed by the people that play. You know, they do shitty Let's Plays, and, you know, they just go after the new games for the money, and they don't have any actual passion for the genre or anything. And I noticed that happened a lot with this game. Like, I know that they gave out Steam keys to, like, the big YouTubers, but none of them specialized in this genre, and, like, barely any of them, like, had any experience at all. Like, I tried to watch their videos, and it's just like, it's like watching someone play Bayonetta for the first time. Like, I don't know. I can see how some people are interested in that stuff, but I'm not. I think with the marketing, they really should have, like, tried to dig a little deeper and find people who actually care about the games. But, you know, they're used to publishing games like Call of Duty, which pretty much market themselves, so I guess marketing something like this, where it's more of a struggle to get people interested, is something they don't know how to handle. I like that Activision is actually giving Platinum work, but I think that they really sent this game out to die. I mean, they tried to hook it, you know, hook the big YouTubers up with keys, but does that really do anything? I mean, aside from people who are, you know, stubborn enough or have enough fanboyism to just buy something because their favorite YouTuber bought it, like, you know, they don't have any passion for this genre at all. Like, they can't show the game the way that it's meant to be played, and I think that's what you really need for marketing in something like this, because it doesn't have a lot of substance otherwise. The substance is in, you know, the skill ceiling and how far you're willing to take it. Like, you know, if you're just like a casual gamer and you just like play through the campaign once and trade it in, then this game really does only have like 4 hours of value. I hear that there's supposed to be like another one of these, so I hope that they'll ramp up their marketing and, you know, give it out to people who like T-Man and like, you know, Mickey, you know, guys like you who actually care about the genre. I got a demo link from someone who's doing, you know, a studio in Africa, and they're actually reaching out to, you know, smaller streamers and stuff like me, you know, people who don't have like huge webcams and donation notifications and stuff like that. And I messaged them and I told them, like, you guys are actually taking a good approach. Like, you know, the big YouTubers and stuff, like, they might give you a pretty big influx of backers and, you know, exposure, but none of them are going to stick with the game. Like, they'll do one video and then they'll go back to whatever is, you know, proven to succeed for them. Like, they don't have any passion for those kinds of games at all. Like, you know, if they're big for horror games and you approach them and they actually do the video, like, you know, mark my words, the next day they're gonna go back to the horror games. Like, they're not gonna stick with something like this. So I actually messaged them, I wrote them out a pretty good thing, like, you guys are actually doing marketing in a good way, which is pretty interesting because they have like no resources at all. Like, I read some articles and their story is pretty touching, like how they made that game with like, you know, like a fraction, like a tenth of like what, you know, the other studios have in other countries. Yet they're doing a better job of marketing their game than, you know, people like Activision. Yeah, I think the issue with this game is just they're not used to handling a property that doesn't market itself. And I guess that, you know, whoever does their marketing decided to just give the keys out to big YouTubers, but, you know, they just do one and done videos. They don't care about these games. They know the audience for these is too small for it to, you know, generate a large profit for them, so they just move back to more popular stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to 20XX, so give me a moment here. Later, man. Thanks for stopping by. I hate these new level chunks that they added. I miss the old ones. Oh man. Hey, what's up, dude? It's nice to be playing something other than Transformers. That game has really taken over my gaming time. It's like all I've been playing for the past 2 weeks. Like, I normally play this game daily, but just lately I haven't been touching it at all. But I think Transformers is getting pretty close to the end of its lifespan for me, so playing the old favorites more often. What was that? I dash jumped and he went straight down. Oh god, man. I'm not a fan of Tales of Zestiria at all. Really not interested in that game in the slightest. I'm glad that they localized it though. I think that it's going to sell pretty well just because it's an RPG in a generation of consoles where there's like barely any niche games anymore. Or not so much that, but there's like so many less like AAA games compared to last gen. Like I think it's gonna do pretty well for them. It's just not something I'm interested in playing. Well, I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna die anyway. I have no health. Laser stays out too long. I just hope that they port the better Tales games to PC if Zestiria does well, but I don't know how well it's doing because it's got that 30 FPS cap on it, and most people think that's like the main issue with the game. Like, that game has a lot more underlying issues than the frame rate. As much of a detriment as the frame rate is, like, it's not the core issue. I'm glad that it's a good port though, aside from the 30 FPS cap. It seems like it's actually a competent port. That's gonna help them to make more ports later on. You know, if the first one isn't trash, people aren't gonna instantly, you know, dismiss it. I'm glad they took the time to actually get someone good to port it instead of having another Batman Arkham Knight on their hands. Namco gets pretty good porting houses to do their games. I must say, like, they do a better job than a lot of the other Japanese developers who they either port it themselves or they get someone who doesn't know what they're doing. And sometimes it seems like even when they port it themselves, they have so little experience with like PC, you know, development that they don't do much of a better job than the bad studios do. Like Platinum, like their ports are really good. Like I haven't heard anyone like mention any issues with Transformers at all. That game pretty much just turns on and loads. I haven't had a single issue with that game at all. All of their ports are really good. Metal Gear Rising, Korra, and Transformers. Definitely paving the way for the other Japanese studios that are starting to support PC. I know Metal Gear Rising sold pretty well. I don't know how well Transformers did. I don't know, I mean, I hear Zestiria is selling pretty well. I think it's a shitty game, but people are supporting it on PC from what I hear. I know they did that whole little pre-order thing to unlock Symphonia, and it like met the goal like a week before it came out, so it must be selling pretty well. I don't really have the numbers or anything, but it seems like it is. And I think those games would be a lot easier for them to port because they were actually made with 60 FPS in mind, whereas Zestiria, you know, the PC port pretty much just exists because people beg for it. And I think that they didn't really future-proof Zestiria for other platforms, which is why it's locked at 30 FPS on everything. But the other Tales games all have at least 60 FPS battles, so I'm assuming that it would be easier for them to port them over. Versus something like Zestiria, where, you know, apparently the game was just so screwed up that they couldn't unlock the frame rate. Yeah, I hope that they'll put more of them on there. And like I said, I think it's going to be much less of an undertaking for them to port the other ones over. Simply because they were actually designed with 60 FPS battles, which is what everybody wants. I don't have the disposable income to buy $50 games, you know, unless I know that I'm going to get at least some enjoyment out of it. I know with Zestiria, maybe I would be able to find some fun with it, but I have my other friends that are like hardcore Tales fans pretty much told me all the issues, and I watched them play it, so I don't really have any interest. Aw, come on, give me that good cycle. Can I not make it? Oh, later. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop after this run, actually. So I've just been neglecting this game, so I felt like playing for a while. Yes. This is definitely like the best early access game that I've purchased. I've purchased quite a few duds in early access, which makes me be more apprehensive towards getting an early access game, but these guys do like a really good job. Like the other developers that are doing early access could learn a lot from these guys. Like they handle this game really well. Now, actually, I need the energy. Realized. That was actually worth it. Yeah, Nuclear Throne is the one that, you know, people are using as an example, but like this game they do a really good job too. Like this game isn't selling like terribly bad, but I think it should be doing better. I initially thought that Mighty Number 9 would take a lot of thunder away from this game, but people kind of like turn their back on that game. This is like the definitive Mega Man game on Steam, pretty much, aside from the Legacy collection. In terms of like a new game, like this is the closest you're gonna get to Mega Man on Steam. And I think that they do a really good job. I saw the demo footage of Mighty Number 9 and it didn't look terrible, but it didn't exactly look like something that would generate like $5 million in funding. And I think they got too overambitious with the stretch goals. The stretch goals are what's pushing that game back. Like, it's coming out on like 10 platforms. That's why it's taking so long. Yo, triple jump. Nice. Haven't had that in a run for a while. Yeah, you notice like a lot of the other big Kickstarters now, they're like not promising so much stuff in the stretch goals. And it's because they're trying to avoid a Mighty Number 9 situation where the game raises a crazy amount of money and they're able to like really expand the content and stuff, but you know, the fact that they have to meet all those goals just totally like inflates the development time. I think they should have had more foresight. I mean, I know that they weren't expecting it to get funded right away, but like promising to put it on like 10 platforms and then still have the same like delivery date was really stubborn on their part. I think they had to outsource like the portable versions or something, but it still wasn't enough. Damn, these speedrun times are getting pretty good. We've got Rakuzan in place 7, or 7th place. He must be a Tails fan. There I am in top 12, that's not bad. Let's go see what the daily is like now that I've had some time to warm up. Could go good, could go bad.